What's up everyone, it's Dusty Gogoat, welcome back to my headcanon. In just a few months, we will finally be playing Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, the first Generation 9 title. The Pokemon Company has been pretty quiet with their marketing, but we finally have a new trailer that revealed new Pokemon characters and the regional gimmick. I called up JohtoJonny to help me break down this trailer. What's up JohtoJonny, how you doing?
I'm doing well, how are you, Dusty?
Pretty good, man. It's been a little too long since we've spoken, but it's also been quite a long time since our last Pokemon trailer. Today we got some great news, a couple new Pokemon, bunch of gameplay.
So when I was going into this newest trailer that they were going to show, after seeing the last trailer, I was scared that they were dropping the ball by comparison to the last release being Pokemon Legends. But funny enough, this one has really sold me on Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And honestly,
really,
in some ways, it might look better than Legends now. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, maybe.
That's crazy. This is like breaking news.
I don't know if you noticed, but the Pokemon are even more expressive than they were in Pokemon Legends. Like Arcanine will like open and close his mouth while looking around. Like he's like a real dog.
They look really impressive. I haven't seen Gogoat since Gen 6, but also Scizor is like shiny as can be.
Yeah, I mean, I was freaking out about all sorts of things. Obviously the graphics like we were just talking about, but also the overall like presentation, like the movement of the characters and even your player characters and the follow Pokemon and the new Pokemon. They are all there were just so many things to be excited about with this, and I was scared because I actually didn't like any of the new Pokemon they've showed up until this point.
Yeah, they seemed a little boring. These new ones, you want to let's jump into the new Pokemon. We really got two new Pokemon and then a new regional Pokemon, and the two new ones that they showed were really cool. I think actually you'll see them right here on the screen. We have Fido, which is a dog that's made of dough. It's a fairy type. We've got a regional Wooper. I think it's poison ground type. And then, do you know what this thing's called off the top of your head?
Cincinnati or something like that?
I think it's Setitan. Setitan. Titan's a cool name, so it's this massive, I don't know what the CE in Setitan is or where that base is.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah.
But it looks like so actually it's called the classification is Terra Whale, and it's an ice type. I thought it was going to be ice and steel type. That would have been cool.
It's still cool regardless. And I love how, I don't know if you noticed this, but the Pokemon size scaling is back. You can have like smaller or larger versions of the same Pokemon, and larger Pokemon will be larger than smaller Pokemon.
Oh, that's
cool. Like in Legends.
That's really cool. I want to get like a really, really big Fido.
Yeah.
These Pokemon are cute. I mean, even the name Fido is really adorable.
I agree. I love him so much.
Yeah, it's like a popular dog name, but they just added dough on the end.
Yeah, it's so dumb, but I love it.
It's like a popular name like Lucky or I don't know, or like Chip. And then I don't know. And then we also have this Wooper, which is really cute. Let me pull up the classification for it.
The thing with this Wooper, I don't think it's as cute as the original, but it's cool that it looks like a skull.
Yeah, it does. Like, the crossbones or its antenna, and then it has this like skeleton pattern on its belly.
Mm-hmm. And then it's black, so it looks kind of like it could be like something associated with like Halloween or something. Yeah.
Yeah. So something I noticed with the Dex entry for this Paldean Wooper, that's the thing. We also got the name of the region, Paldea. Like that was something that I knew it from the leaks. I've been saying that all month, but it is cool to actually get the clip. It's been cemented, Paldea. But so it says right here in the Dex for this Paldean Wooper, in ancient times, Wooper lived underwater in the Paldea region. The fact that it is mentioning ancient times, I mean, I don't know if you want to get into leaks, but there are supposedly these new types of Pokemon called Paradox Pokemon that are essentially past and future Pokemon. This is obviously not that. I feel like they're drawing a line and a similarity to what the Hisuian Pokemon are, which are classified as like regional forms. Even though they like take place, they're like regional forms through space and time. Yeah, it's cute. And apparently it's going to evolve into not even a Quagsire.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
So it's not like it's going to be a whole new Pokemon like Sneasler.
I think that like something like this especially could use a new, more intimidating form.
Intimidating, yeah, that's definitely true. I always felt like Quagsire was one of those, not lazy, but it was one of those classic round, pudgy Gen 2 designs. It's just like a blob, you know?
Gen 2 is very simple with its design.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, I read in an interview recently that like apparently in Gen 2 they were trying to design Pokemon that would more easily be able to be made into like plushies.
Yep.
Which actually makes
any sort of merchandise, but yeah.
Yeah. And then Gen 3 was, I mean, this is a tangent, but Gen 3 essentially, they were like, let's reinterpret what we think of as a Pokemon and make them way more complicated. So that actually explains why you get these like really round, simplistic Pokemon designs for Generation 2. I mean, yeah.
Oh, that was from the newest Did You Know Gaming video that you saw.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it was cool. Those things are always interesting. But you said it, so you mentioned this a little bit in the beginning, but like, is there any like, I don't know, can you give us a little bit of insight on how the graphics have improved? But you've also, I mean, I don't know, like this game looks so much fun to just traverse. It's actually going to be open world. There will be scalable gyms, but also, and we can use our Pokemon in the overworld. But I don't know, like, the second trailer really turned me off when it came to the visual style of the game.
So interesting things with the second trailer versus this one was the second trailer, it was definitely an older build. Like, it was an older build than the first trailer that they showed us, because you can see the texture work on the Pokemon was missing. The Pokemon like Sprigatito in the second trailer, and Pokemon like what is that, like Toxapex, like, they lacked any sort of texture, and so did a lot of the backgrounds in those shots that they showed them. In this one, they actually did the shot for shot with the Sprigatito from the second trailer, and this time Sprigatito has texture on its model.
Okay.
And the backgrounds also have more texture. You can tell when you look at those by comparison. And there's more effects on the shots, like particle effects. The bloom lighting and the lighting engine in general has been improved. It's more close to the first trailer where you saw bloom lighting. The second trailer didn't have any bloom lighting for some reason. Like, it was really bad. That on top of no texture. So it was a very early build of the game, right?
That's probably why. Yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like unfinished.
It did, and that's because it was.
Okay.
But this one, obviously this is still unfinished, but this is closer to what we're going to see on release, which is it has the bloom lighting. And matter of fact, the bloom lighting is done better than it was in the first trailer because it doesn't drown out the Pokemon or the environments this time. So they added better improvements to the lighting engine to where when it hits models and hits the environment, it doesn't drown them out, but you still get that bloom lighting effect on them. And it affects the model. So like that shot of Dragonair, I don't know if you remember it from the trailer.
I did, yeah. That looks so pretty.
It was pretty, and a lot of little things go into that. It's the bloom lighting from the back and the way that it hits the Dragonair model, but doesn't drown it out, right? You actually saw a shadow on the Dragonair model, which is really nice, which is how that lighting would do. If that lighting hit the Dragonair from behind, you would see a shadow on the front, and that's exactly what it did. It wasn't like that in the first trailer, and there was no lighting engine whatsoever in the second trailer. So it was that on top of like the way the lighting hits the water, which made it sparkle, and you saw reflections on it, and you also see the light kind of rainbow effect on the water. There was a lot of different things that went into making the shots, and this looks so much better, and that's why it's more polished, and it's definitely a later version of the game than we
I'm gonna
saw
I'm gonna have to go back and take a look at the trailer again, because like I said, it's pretty, but yeah, that scene with the Dragonair, that's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Every game introduces a new way for us to like more intimately connect and play with and interact with our Pokemon. First it was Pokemon on Me. We had a couple different variations. Gen 8 had Pokemon Camp. Legends in a way perfected it. Do you think it's going to be as fleshed out as Legends Arceus?
I think it might be more fleshed out after seeing this today. Because in the leaks, we know that we're getting something called Pokemon Picnic, or it might be called something else when translated to English, but right now it's translated to Pokemon Picnic. And with that, they've confirmed that you can do activities with your Pokemon, and one of them that you can do is wash them. But some Pokemon don't like to be washed. See this. Oh yeah. Some Pokemon don't like to be washed, though. I'm assuming like fire types, right?
Yeah.
So I'm assuming there's something else you could do, like maybe you can blow dry them or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Actually, there were some features like that in a Me.
Yes, there were.
Yeah.
There were. But I was thinking it was also going to be an evolution of Camp, which was all 6 of your Pokemon out at once.
Yeah. So
perhaps what we saw today with the 6 Pokemon out at a time, I don't know if you remember that shot where it's your trainer and 6 Pokemon. I'm assuming that that's actually part of Pokemon Picnic, because we know that you can't throw your Pokemon out of its Pokeball like in real time. It's not like Pokemon Legends where you can throw things. You know, you don't throw things in the overworld, whether it be to catch or to throw your Pokemon out. So I'm assuming that what they did was enter Pokemon Picnic, but it seems to happen right there on the spot instead of taking you into a different sort of like pre-rendered area like it did in Sword and Shield, you know?
We won't get transported to that like nether region. It's actually going to be wherever you are in the game.
Wherever you are, exactly. So you can do it in the city.
Good.
That's the biggest thing for me. You can do it right there in the city, and I'm hoping anyway. And so that's going to be nice. I also don't know if you saw. So that does finish my thoughts on Pokemon Picnic and how I think that's going to be. I don't think it's going to be like you throw your Pokemon out, but I think you can press on the mode and it activates your Pokemon to be able to come out right there on the spot. And then I don't know if there's going to be movement or not. But another interesting thing to me is on the website, it said something about with the school aspect of the game, you can take classes, right, and learn about like Pokemon biology and stuff. And then it mentioned there's some classes you can take with your Pokemon.
Ooh.
Meaning there's going to be some sort of activities you can do with your Pokemon that involve the school.
Yeah, I wonder if that could either be a way to collect items, or it could be a way to like EV train. Because they had features like that in, like very passive features like that in Generation 8. Yeah, Heart Gold Soul Silver too. Yeah. I mean, there's always been, they've started to implement mini games for that. But yeah, I think that is really interesting. It's funny. I like the older I get, the more I start like utilizing things like Pokemon Camp. I just think it's so much fun to just like watch the stupid little animations and.
That's my favorite thing about the games, honestly. It's just like playing with the Pokemon. Like that's what I want to do.
That's what it is all about, right? Like I used to be really competitive and battle a lot, but not anymore.
Well, now you're gonna have hardships with them and fun times. That's the important part to me.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And I thought it was really cool to see. We're actually going to be using the legendary Pokemon throughout the entire game. Like that seems weird to me. Doesn't that seem weird? I would have much preferred. We probably talked about it. I would have much preferred that there were certain Pokemon for certain tasks or certain like abilities. That's what I would have preferred. Like you get Lechonk and you ride that around until you can get something a little bit better or a little bit faster.
I mean, ideally, you would be able to use whatever archetype of Pokemon for whichever task you want. But
yes,
I don't find it weird per se to be using the legendaries beforehand, especially since
it looks like it's going to be streamlined.
Yeah. And I think it's also going to be a part of the story.
Yeah.
Or one of the 3 stories. And so with that, there's only one part of that strikes me as weird. And that is at the very end of the trailer, of the overview part of the trailer, not the trailer itself. They show a shot of 2 trainers, one being you and one being your friend that's coming in for the co-op. Oh. And you both have your legendaries in their ride form standing next to you.
Is it an image of all 4 trainers?
Yeah. 2 trainers, and both of them with their ride legendaries, one from Scarlet, one from Violet. But they're standing next to them.
That's just the co-op mode. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess you can use that in co-op.
Next to them.
Yeah.
Yes, you can. You can use them in co-op.
Yeah.
But I thought we'd just ride on them in that form. How come they can stand next to you in that form and not in their fighting form?
I don't know. Yeah. Oh, so the trainer wasn't on top of it, you're saying?
No. They were to the side of it. That's what's weird to me.
That is weird. I guess... I'm wondering now, like, maybe you can... I don't know, maybe you can have those forms in battle, and so... just like you could change like any other legendary form within your party, maybe you can do that in your party, and then that's how it appears in the overworld.
I guess so.
But the ride command is more. I guess the ride command could be more seamless, like it was in Legends Arceus. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, I'm sure you'll dig into it a little bit deeper in your review. Yeah, and then the last huge thing, which is actually for some reason a little underwhelming to me, even though it answers what we've been clamoring about for 4 months. But the gimmick is going to be, what is it called? Terrestrial? Or
Terraforming? No.
Yeah, so the new gimmick is Terrastall forms or Terrastall crystals and...
Terrastalize.
Terrastalize. I can't say it.
Terrastalize.
Somehow there's like a even more difficult gimmick to say than Gigantamax.
Terrestrializing is what I think it's called, yeah.
I think the form itself is really cool. I love the idea of like a really seamless aura or like a typed crystal form over the Pokemon. It's almost like armor forms. I think that's cool. I think that's really nice. What I don't like is the little head gimmick. It's not even little, it's big. The giant, massive ornament that goes on top of every single Pokemon's head. Like, I think it looks so silly. I don't think it's necessary. They could have just had like a crystal floating up there. You know how we complain about Pokemon having man-made objects within their design? That's what this feels like. If this is supposed to be some sort of natural phenomenon, why would they have an architectured water fountain within a crown? The crown makes sense. Like, a crown is like a piece of treasure, right? Is this, I mean, are you feeling any of this? Is this just me?
I'm not feeling it, but it is funny because you say these things out loud and they do sound ridiculous out loud.
Yeah.
But it's funny because I didn't think about these when I was seeing it. I was like, oh, this is awesome.
It is cool. No, I think it really is cool, and it's gonna be a lot of fun to play with these things. It's just a little, I'm like, if that wasn't there, I think it would have been way more, I guess, edgy is what I'm trying to look for.
Oh yeah, it's definitely not edgy.
No.
Though other than that, it's edgy, right? Like the effects, the particle effects, the sound effects that come with it are so
cool.
beautiful, so stylistic. I love them to death. And then yes, you're right. You have the big object on their heads, but I think it's hilarious in like a great way, like in a memeable way. You know what I mean? Like I enjoy it because it's kind of like memeable, and seeing cute Pokemon with it, it's like, oh, that's really cute, right?
Yeah, it's got a crown.
Yeah, and then seeing intimidating Pokemon with it, it's like, look, that's so cute now too.
Yeah,
you know?
And honestly, the crown itself is really cool. I love that these Pokemon can like become a new type all to their own. Like, I think that's cool. I guess this rules out any sort of like specific type that a Pokemon might get. Like these Pokemon won't be getting, what do you call it? Like, they won't be getting Gigantamax forms. There's only Dynamax. There's only Z moves, right? There's nothing special. There's no special forms for Charizard. So my dirty, cynical theory is that this lines up perfectly with Pokemon Go, right? You still have the raid functionality, but guess what? In this game, you can go out and find Pokemon with that can access every single type, right? So there's an Eevee that you can try to collect, and there's an Eevee with this terrestrial ability for every single type in Pokemon Go. And there's like, it's basically a costume. So in Pokemon Go, they're gonna slowly roll out an Eevee or every single Pokemon times 18 for every single type, right? They're essentially costumes that have battle effects. I mean, I don't think that's good or bad. I think that's just functionality of it all. I think that's how it's gonna work.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they'll do that. When it comes to the raids, though, specifically, I want to point out how much I love several aspects that they've added. So one is that when you're in the raids, and you know everything's obviously crystal themed, so like you see like the eyes and faces of the Pokemon you're trying to catch, like in these mirrors behind your player character. Like,
oh, I didn't even think of that.
At you. It looks really cool. I love it. And then also. They also streamlined it to where, and this goes for the game in general, but for the raids, they streamlined it to where you don't have to wait for other players to finish their commands like you did in Sword and Shield. Like, you just keep going at your own pace during these raid battles, and you're limited to 3 minutes, and you got to make sure you take this Pokemon out in 3 minutes by healing your team, helping your team get stronger, and attack them all at the same time. Like, you got to balance those three things, right? And then on top of that, the battles in general in the game have been sped up closer to Legends Arceus, in the sense that when I don't know if you noticed, but in the shots where you just see them in normal battle in the trailer, they hit the Pokemon with a move and you see the life bar go down at the same time, and it says the text at the bottom at the same time as it going. So it's not like Sword and Shield where it was like, so-and-so use this move, and then you see it, and then it does the move, and then you wait for them to reset back to position, and then it shows like, it was super effective. And then you wait, and then the Pokemon faints, and then you wait, and it says, so-and-so fainted. You know, it's not like that anymore. Like, they sped it up to be closer to Legends Arceus, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah, that really is awesome. I mean, for normal battle, that is honestly essential, but even for these new raid battles, that is huge, because those are, like, I like doing the max raid dens with my friends, but it always just takes so slow, and there's always this one player that you're like too reliant on that isn't very good. Not in my life. I'm thinking of like the bad NPCs, or if you're playing like Wi-Fi. That's really cool. This, honestly, I hope there's another feature like or another like mini game like
Dynamax Adventures.
Yeah, Dynamax Adventures is a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
that was fun. Yeah.
And honestly,
it seems closer to that though. In my
it does, yeah, it does, because you're down below. I'm tempted to get into the map, but maybe we save that for the vodcast when we record tomorrow with Kayla.
Yeah, I can say the one thing that was disappointing in this trailer, and it's great that this is the one thing that I found that was disappointing, is that the Pokemon still don't touch each other when they do physical attacks.
Yeah, I saw that. Scizor goes for a move and it's just like dancing. And
and
it does
then you
damage
see a PNG.
somehow.
You just see a PNG hit the Pokemon. That's it. That's it. But that's the only negative I found. That's great.
Yeah. And again, another cynical point is I feel like they're almost like not adding those things so they can make Gen 10 look like it's like they're holding back progress so the next game in 3 years will look that much better. Because at a point you would think at a point I feel like you can just make the best Pokemon game and it really doesn't innovate that much outside of like new gimmicks or new Pokemon, right? Like they should be able to make, I would think by Gen 10 they're just gonna perfect the game, right? And then after that it's just like making graphics look better or making this look better. I'm telling you, you would think. I'm not predicting this.
No, I know.
That.
No, I know. I'm just thinking about it.
I saw your face and I was like, oh no, he thinks I'm an apologist.
No, not at all.
I am an apologist.
No, I'm like, because you're saying that, I'm thinking about it, and it's tragic to think like they purposely always hold something back. They'll add things back, but also take 10 things away in replacement. You know, like
and I think
that's the issue.
Yeah, and I think there are some things that are okay. Like there is a certain magic. There was, as much as I don't like it because it is artificial. It's like they're artificially creating this feeling. I do like that there's something special about Heart Gold, Soul Silver, because it is the only game in 2D with those following animations. Right? I'm partial to Heart Gold, Soul Silver, but on the other hand, I am aware that that was an artificial thing, that they could have easily added that to Generation 5 and onwards, right? But, so, I don't know. I'm kind of split.
I view it as an issue because in a lot of ways,
an issue.
It's better than later games. So
it is an issue because Gen 5 can be so good.
You should never make a new game in your series and people view it as worse than a game that came before.
Yeah,
in my opinion. You should never do that. You should never aim for that. But it seems like they almost purposely aim for that a lot. And this doesn't seem to be one of those games, but that obviously was something that they've been doing up until now, before Legends.
I think,
but now it seems like they're at least giving us most of the things. Like the only thing, again, that I think they've taken away so far that I can tell is the Pokemon not touching each other in combat. Other than that, like it seems like throwing and catching in the open is like a Legends mechanic, which is fine as long as they confirm that that's going to be its own separate series. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, so the better example is that it's like in this, out of all of the Pokemon Switch titles, they have a unique style. They're not limited by features. The limitations or the deviance, right? Like the difference between all these games is the style of gameplay. That's what it should be.
That's what it should be. I agree. But
the quality.
The quality, the mechanics, and the features that they've already had and stuff that is in that same genre, they should keep.
100%. Yeah. All right, man. Thanks for hopping on the channel. I'll see you tomorrow. We're going to record a vodcast over on your channel. If you guys don't know already, go subscribe to JohtoJonny.
All right, peace out.
See you guys. Now I want to hear what you think down in the comments below. And if you're still watching, hit that like button and subscribe for more Pokemon Scarlet and Violet content. I'll see you guys in the next video. Good luck hunting.